All of you get my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online, is my voice on screen is clear to all of you guys? Please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online, am I audible? Am I audible? Guys, please check it. Am I audible? Respond to me, guys. All of you get my voice on screen. Am I audible? Yes, Vishal Soni. Good morning. Vishal, have we got videos access? Yeah, nice. Right. Good morning, guys. Right, sir. And check it what we completed in the last session. Right, sir. And so why people are not attending session today? Less members are coming because of Saturday, no? Hmm? Right, sir. At present, it's okay. In the introductory classes, once if I start object orientation, oops, from that point onwards, we are able to have classes on weekends also. More classes I'm going to take. Why? Because we are in Java. Please remember this. We are in Java. We are not in any Python or we are not in any Oracle, this kind of courses. So Java is a version. We have to swim until we reach ending point. So once we have started Java batches, no, it's a fighting for me and for you to complete that content with the quality. So we have to work on weekends also. Without having work on weekends, without taking class on weekends, it's a somewhat delay to complete our batches. That means a lot of time it will take. So in the case of Java, in which way we should plan for our courses? No. Parallelly, we have to do the courses. Then only we are able to complete within the time. If you want to take Java classes one after another, after completion of core Java, I want to take advanced Java. After that, I want to take Spring. After that, I want to take Spring Boot. If you want to take it, no, minimum 2 to 3 years of time it will take. No, not at all possible. You never seen ending point for your courses if it is a case. But every two courses, if we do parallelly, then definitely within some months of time, we are able to identify the ending point for it. So that I'm planning actually. So then better to come for the classes on weekends. And moreover, in the middle of the might be content, like when I complete one topic, on the topic I have to conduct one exam. So exams on that particular exam day, only exam is going on, no class for it. Only we have to come here, we have to write that exam, we have to analyze yourself on that particular topic. So without failure, try to attend for the classes now. So at present, okay, introductory classes are okay. But once if I start main content of the core Java, weekend classes are going on effectively. More content is going to be delivered on that weekends. So we must attend for it. Right, sir. Next one is coming to the points what we are discussing there. Differences between Java and others. Almost the fifth difference here we started. What was that fifth difference here? We started there. We can understand if any programming language allows to represent data in the form of objects by following object-oriented features, then that programming language is an object-oriented programming language. There are 7 number of object-oriented features. What are the 7 number of object-oriented features known? Class, object, encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, message passing. What is an inheritance? That's the question here we are getting. It's the relation between classes. It will provide variables and methods from one class to another class. Here one class is parent class or base class or super class, and another class is child class, derived class, then what next one here? No, subclass. These are the another classes here what we are getting clearly. All of you understand it clearly. After this, after understanding this inheritance, what is the main advantage of inheritance? What is the main advantage of inheritance? If you observe this clearly, the main advantage of inheritance is like what there, code reusability is the main advantage of inheritance. Code reusability. Okay, fine. What is the meaning of this code reusability? Superclass, subclass. In superclass, we can declare the code. Reuse that code in the subclasses. Declare code in superclass and reuse that code in what classes? No, subclasses. Any number of subclasses we can take. Any number of subclasses here we can take, but superclass is one we are going to take. There we can declare the code that we can reuse in the number of subclasses. Yesterday we made some examples, number of examples. Your parents' properties are reused by you only. Of course, you may be one child or maybe siblings, 2 to 3 members. Overall, all childs are able to reuse the properties of the parents. The same point is applicable in the case of this inheritance. All right, sir. Next one is initially there are two types of inheritances. Initially, there are two types of inheritances. What are the two types of inheritances we are having initially? If you observe this particular point, answer is very clear. First one is single inheritance, and the second one is what? Multiple inheritance. Second one is what there? Multiple inheritance. Single inheritance and multiple inheritance. Observe carefully. On the basis of these two types of inheritances, again 3 more inheritances are defined. On the basis of the above two types of inheritances, there are 3 more inheritances. Right, sir? Observe carefully. There are 3 more inheritances. What are the 3 more inheritances now? First one is again multi-level inheritance. Next one is what there? Hierarchical inheritance. Next one is hybrid inheritance. These are overall 3 types of inheritances on the basis of the single and multiple. But at present, our concept is what? What is our main point here we are discussing now? Our point is what? Multiple inheritance is not possible in Java. That's the point here. So we need to explore more about what their multiple inheritance. So here, in this context, I'm going to discuss about single and multiple inheritances only. After giving the information about this multiple inheritances, we are going to understand why multiple inheritance is not possible in Java. That's finished. We are able to finish this topic. There is no scope to understand about like what multi-level, hierarchical and hybrid inheritances at present in this particular context. In object orientation, in OOPS, again we are going to have topics like inheritance. There again we are going to have topics like what are the types of inheritances. There we are going to understand all the points now. There we are able to understand all the points again and again. No need to worry for it. But at present we are going to understand like what there single inheritance, and next one is what there multiple inheritance. Right, so now let us come for this single inheritance first. What exactly the single inheritance? Understand this clearly. Single inheritance. What is this actually? All right, sir. It's a relation between classes. What is it actually? It's a relation between classes. It will provide variables and methods from only one superclass to one or more subclasses. Tell me, sir. Here we don't have any conditional number of subclasses. We have conditional number of superclasses only. We have conditional number of superclasses only. We don't have any conditional number of subclasses. So it is able to provide variables and methods from only one superclass to one or more number of subclasses. This is what exactly the meaning of what their single inheritance. Java does follow single inheritance. Java does follow what their single inheritance. Java doesn't have any problem to allow this single inheritance. Java is allowing single inheritance. Observe carefully. What is the point I'm telling you? Clear? All right. Let me show in a diagrammatic view. I want to take the diagram now. Right, sir. Now say for example, this is class A and this is class B. Superclass and subclass. This is what their superclass. Class A and this is what their class B subclass. Between class A and class B, between superclass and subclass, what we have there? No arrow, upwards arrow. Upwards arrow is representing inheritance. Arrow header part is representing superclass. Arrow tailor part is representing what their subclass. In Java, this inheritance is represented in the form of a special keyword. That keyword is what? Extends keyword. It means that class B extends A. Class B extends A. Observe carefully. What is the meaning of reusability? I'm giving an example. Try to understand it clearly. For example, in my superclass, I declared int I is equal to 10. Along with that, I'm going to declare a method, void m1 method. Two things here I provided in the superclass, I variable and m1 method. Two things here we provided. Tell me where I declared I variable and where I declared m1 method in a superclass. In a superclass, we declared I variable and m1 method. But I want to access them in the child class B. I is equal to I plus 10. This is utilization. Definition is at superclass. Utilization is at the subclass. Now this is like what their m1 method call. Definition is at the superclass, but utilization is at what class now? Subclass. Got or not? So finally here what we are getting there, whatever the members we declared at superclass, all these members we have accessed at the subclass. We have reused at the subclass. This is the meaning of reusability. This is the actual meaning of what there? Reusability. All right, so now it's okay. Java does support this particular inheritance that we can understand clearly. Leave this one. Later I will give this diagram at a time, no, not immediately. Now let's move on to the next one, multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance. Understand it clearly. What exactly the meaning of this multiple inheritance? The same definition I want to provide here, same thing, but where small changes are available. Try to understand the changes now. It is a relation between classes, okay. It will provide variables and methods from previously what we provided here, only one superclass, but now I'm telling there more than one superclass to one or more subclasses. Again I'm telling there we don't have any conditional number of subclasses. Here we have conditional what? Number of superclasses only. Okay, now tell me what is this multiple inheritance now? It is a relation between classes. It will provide variables and methods from more than one superclass to one or more number of subclasses. Java does not allow multiple inheritance. Java does not allow multiple inheritance. First of all, diagrammatically, I want to understand what is multiple inheritance. Then after that, why it is not allowed inside the Java. That reasons we are going to understand clearly. Right, sir? Observe carefully in the diagram. Now here, I provided like what this is one superclass. This is another superclass. How many superclasses I am taking now? Two superclasses. and one subclass here I have taken. Two superclasses and one subclass. Now, in this case, now here we are having like what there class A, class B, and class C. Here inheritance is represented in the form of what there extends a keyword. So what is the meaning of it now? Class C extends A comma B. Class C extends A comma B. That's the meaning of it. Okay, right, sir. Understand this multiple inheritance now. Int I is equal to 10. Void M1 method. Here we have some X implementation, some code, whatever it may be. Similarly, here we have class B. Inside this class B, int j is equal to 20. Void M2 method. Now get some Y implementation. Then after this, close this. Right, sir? Now understand it now. Observe carefully. How many superclasses can I have taken? Two superclasses. In both the superclasses, two variables have taken. What are the names of that variables? No, I and j. In both the superclasses, two methods I have taken. What are the two methods? No, M1 and M2 methods. If both are superclasses to the subclass C, automatically all members of that superclasses A and B are available to subclass C or not? Subclass C can use all members of superclass A and B or not? Definitely. Now inside the child class, we are able to access both the members. Observe carefully. I is equal to I plus 10 semicolon. J is equal to J plus 10 semicolon. That we can access. M1 method here we can access. M2 method also here we can access. After that we are not getting any problem. This is quite this is normal, very normal content. What exactly the meaning of multiple inheritance? That example here I have given there in the easiest way. Two superclasses, two different variables, two different methods. When we extend both the classes to the class C, there we are able to reuse all members of that both the superclasses. All members of that both the superclasses we are able to use inside the subclasses. All right, sir. Good. This is the meaning here we can understand now. That's okay, fine. Up to that also here we are not having any problem. Now my question is, how multiple inheritance is not possible in Java? We understood what is multiple inheritance, but here what is the problem? Why it is not possible inside the Java? What exactly the problem here we are getting with this? That we want to understand. Now I'll give some explanation or try to understand this point now. All of you observe carefully. Same diagram I want to repeat but with the changes. This is one superclass. This is another superclass. For both the superclasses, a single subclass. Okay. Now here, inside this, now here, I want to write class A, and this is like what there class B. Here I'm going to provide like what there class C. Here we will write like what there extends A comma B. Class C extends A comma B. Now inside this class A, int A is equal to 10. Okay. Void M1 method. X implementation. This is in a class K what we provided. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it or not? In a class A, int I is equal to 10, void M1 method, X implementation that we completed. Observe carefully. In a class B, also I am going to take int I is equal to 20. In a class A superclass, int I is equal to 10. In a class B superclass, I have taken int I is equal to 20. Both are two different variables, but names are same. In two different superclasses are declared. That's possible. Void M1 method. Why implementation? Now, all of you observe carefully. In class A and class B, two superclasses, two variables are declared with the same name and with the what their different values. Then what next one here? Apart from this, no, two methods have taken, but with the different implementations. M1 in class A, X implementation. M1 in class B, Y implementation. Good. Now tell me, as class A and class B are super classes to class C, both the classes members are available to class C or not? Both the super class members are available to class C or not? Yes, definitely. Now here, what I am telling to you, observe carefully. Inside this class C, if I access I is equal to I plus 10, and if I access M1 method, we are able to get some value. We need to get some value, but how the values are going to be calculated? Here I is equal to I plus 10. That means to perform this addition operation, I value is required or not? Obviously, I value must be taken from super classes or not? Obviously, I value must be taken from what their super classes. From which super class that I value is coming? That's the question. Definitely, it has to get from super classes, no? But from which super class? It has to get I value. Some multiple options I'm telling here. If we think I value is coming from class A super class, where in class A I value is what? 10. I is equal to I plus 10. I is equal to 10 plus 10. What is the value? You know, 20. Is it 20? If you think I value is coming from class B super class, in class B, I value is what? The 20. I is equal to I plus 10. I is equal to 20 plus 10, 30. Is it 30? Next one. When we call M1 method, M1 method is available in both the super classes. From which super class that M1 method is coming? If we think M1 method is coming from class A super class, then where X implementation is going on, is it X implementation? If you think M1 method is coming from class B super class, in class B super class, M1 method implementation is Y. Y implementation, is it Y implementation? Answer my point here. What implementation is executing now? Is it X implementation or Y implementation? What it is executing? This is a question here. When we declare a variable with the same name with the different values in both the super classes, when we declare a method with the different implementations with the same name in both the super classes, when we access that variable and method inside the subclass C, then which super class value must be available to the child class? Then here which super class value is coming to access in our application, in our expression? From which super class we are getting values? That is a question. The I value is coming from class A super class or class B super class? M1 method is coming from class A super class or class B super class? From which super class? These variables and methods are coming. That we have to understand. Now tell me, you only tell me from which super class that I value and M1 methods are coming there. There's a confusion or not? There's a confusion or not? Say for example, we are standing in a particular junction. Multiple paths are available. Which path we have to take is a bit confusion. Yes, I got my point or not? But in all the paths, we are able to get our destination. But the point which path we have to take, that's the question there. That we are in a confusion. Same situation is available here now. I variable is available both the super classes with a different value. Which value it has to get? M1 method is available in both the super classes. Then which implementation it has to execute? Is a confusion for the developers. Not only for developers, it is a confusion for the compilers and JVMs also. It's a confusion for compilers and JVM also. That's why what Java people have done there, Enved is a confusion oriented future, but they want to make Java as a simple programming language. So totally they have removed multiple inheritance from Java programming language. Totally they have removed what their multiple inheritance from Java application, Java programming language. Understand one more point I'm telling there. Here overall 3 cases I've written. First case is a single inheritance. Remaining 2 cases are multiple inheritances. We don't have any problem with the second case. We have problem with only what their third case. Because of the third case problem, the second case is also be removed. Why? Because that entirely multiple inheritance is removed. where there are no questions like valid case or invalid case in multiple inheritance. If it is multiple inheritance, just you can remove it. If it is a multiple inheritance, just simply remove it, not allow. Don't allow that multiple inheritance in our applications. In that way, Java programming language was prepared. In this way, Java programming language was created. Yes, sir. Finally, have you understand it why multiple inheritance is not possible in Java? Because of its confusion nature only. Because of its confusion feature only. Multiple inheritance is a bit confusion oriented feature. When it will provide confusion, when we declare same variable with the same name with the different values in both the superclasses, when we declare a method, when we declare more than one method with the same name with the different implementation both the superclasses, when we access that variables and methods in the respective subclass, then from which is superclass that variable value and the method implementation has to be executed, has to get, is a confusion for the developers and as well as for compiler JVM. So because of this reason, the simply Java wants to become as a simple programming language. To make it as a simple programming language, Sun Microsystems has removed totally the multiple inheritance from Java applications. That is the reason why multiple inheritance is not possible in the case of Java. Right, sir. Now understand this clearly. The same point here I want to provide. Now let me copy this diagram also. For the sake of this, here I'm providing to you. But before that, I want to discuss about the point here. In multiple inheritance, if we declare, same variable with different values and the same method with the different implementations in more than one superclass, and if we access that variable and method in the respective subclass, then which is superclass variables and which is superclass methods would be accessed in the respective subclass is a confusion state. Right, sir? In multiple inheritance, if we declare same variable with the different values and the same method with the different implementations more than one superclass, and if we access that variable and method in the respective subclass, then which superclass variables and which superclass methods would be accessed in the respective subclass is a confusion state. Okay, all right, sir. Is a confusion state. But Java is a simple programming language. It must not allow the confusion oriented features. So Java does not allow multiple inheritance. Java does not allow what there? Multiple inheritance. That's it. So Java does not allow multiple inheritance. It's okay. Now this is the point here we can understand. We already created diagram. No, the diagram here I want to give. If we observe this diagram, then we are able to get much clarity. If we see the diagram, there we are able to understand. Already given the diagram, no? Right, sir. If we provide this diagram here, then by seeing this diagram easily, we can understand the content clearly. So this is the reason why multiple inheritance is not possible in a Java programming language. But here I want to give one point here. Okay, conceptually we understood why multiple inheritance is not possible in Java. Conceptual is okay. That's okay, fine. But now tell me how Java has restricted multiple inheritance programmatically. But conceptually, multiple inheritance is giving some confusion. But Java is a simple programming language. So Java don't want to allow multiple inheritance. It's okay. But my point is what? How Java has restricted this multiple inheritance in its programming part. What it applies, what it has applied to restrict this multiple inheritance in the programming part. Right, sir. If you come for this point, I'm able to give some answers to you. Now try to understand clearly. To restrict multiple inheritance, Java has defined extends keyword. Java has defined extends keyword in such a way that to allow only one superclass name, not to allow more than one superclass name. To allow only one superclass name, not to allow more than one superclass name. Come again. What is the statement here I've given there? To restrict multiple inheritance or to avoid multiple inheritance in Java programming. What Java has provided now, tell me, it has defined extrinsic keyword in such a way that to allow only one superclass name, not to allow more than one superclass name. I want to give an example here. Now try to understand this example clearly. Say for example, class A extends B. It's okay. Now it is valid. Why, sir? How it is valid? No. Class A extends B. Now it is valid. How can you say it's valid? No. How many superclass I have given there along with the extends keyword? Only one superclass. Extends keyword can allow only one superclass or not? That's why it is valid here. Understand it clearly. Next one is after this. Class A extends B comma C. Now it is what there? Invalid. How can you say it's an invalid? Now tell me. Along with the extends keyword, we provided how many superclasses? No, two superclasses we have written B comma C. Even not recognized C. No need to think about C. After B, when we put comma here, there immediately error will come. After one superclass, if we put comma, that's sufficient to get an error. Directly, compiler will raise an error. After B, if we put comma in the sense one more value we are going to provide. So it does not allow another value after this one superclass name. So this is a way to restrict this what there multiple inheritance. Right, sir? It's okay. Up to that, it's okay. Our required point is also be completed. How Java allows this multiple inheritance, how Java does not allow multiple inheritance. All the points here we understood clearly. But in the comparison, I'm telling there, interviewer may ask this question to you in Python. But I'm telling to you clearly, nowadays nobody will ask questions on C++ max. Maybe one or two members may ask questions on C programming language, that we can check it. But nobody will ask questions on what there C++ as you are in Java. Forget about it. But there is a chance of comparing with Python in one or two cases. No. Then this is one of the case to compare with what there Python. Here, what is the Python related point? Does multiple inheritance is possible in Java or not? What is that answer here? No, multiple inheritance is possible or not possible? Not possible in Java. In Python, possible. In Python, possible. But here my question is, how it is possible in Python? Okay, in Java it is not possible. Okay, Java style we understood that. Java has defined extends keyword to allow only one superclass name, not to allow more than one superclass name. Okay, but how it is possible? How does it is possible in Python? How does multiple inheritance is possible in Python? That's a question here. Now let me give some information here. So my intention is not to discuss about Python immediately, but in the comparison point of view, I'm telling to you now, try to understand it now. First of all, in Python, how we are able to declare classes, then after that inheritance, after that multiple inheritance. I'll give some clarity. All of you observe carefully. Class keyword we are going to use in Python to declare a class. Class name. In Java, immediately we are providing curly braces or not? Curly braces we are providing or not? But in the case of Python, no curly braces, only we have to provide colon. Then if you want to provide anything, just a tab space we require. Some space there we can write the code. Now here, I want to provide I is equal to 10. I is equal to 10, I variable. That's it. Now this is what their class A. Similarly, class B, colon I is equal to again 20. I've used it. No semicolon. Semicolon is optional. Okay. Up to now, two classes I declared. Two classes I declared. Now get class C. Observe carefully. Class C. If we want to provide a super class for class C, we have to use parenthesis. There we have to provide B, or we have to provide A, then colon. I is equal to I plus 10 we can access. So what is the meaning of it now? First it will check I in the C, class C, not available. Then it will go to the super class A, where I is available or not available. As available, value will be taken 10. I is equal to 10 plus 10. The value is what there? 20 we are able to catch. Get my point or not? This is internal analysis part. For example, if you provide B, first it will search for I variable in the class C, not available. Then it will search I variable in what class there? Class B, where 20 is available or not? 20 plus 10, 30 we are able to catch. Okay, now this is normal single inheritance. But I want to provide multiple inheritance. That means more than one superclass I want to provide for my single subclass. If we want to provide more than one superclass for single subclass, no, how we are going to provide more than one superclass? Right, sir. In the same parenthesis, we have to provide comma B. Comma B, A comma B. What's the meaning of it now? A and B are superclasses for class C. Okay, then how I variable is searched? Now tell me, in which order we provided A and B in superclasses? No, first A, then B. So whenever we record I variable, first I variable value will be checked in class C, not available. Then immediately Python virtual machine PVM will search for I variable in the first superclass. In the order, first superclass, it follows order. What is the first superclass? No, A, where A is available or not? 10 is available. So I is equal to I plus 10. 10 plus 10, 20 is an output we are getting. Once I value is available in the first superclass, then PVM will not go to the second superclass to check for I variable. Once I value is available in the first superclass, no, that's finished. Then directly that value will be taken. That value is going to be participated in our expression. No need to check at what superclass there, second superclass. Leave this point here. Now here we are getting output is like what there? I is equal to 10 plus 10. Now here we are getting like what output here? 20 we are getting. For example, class D, I am taking there B comma A. Class D, B comma A. Now here I is equal to I plus 10. Now tell me, as usual, the same story, what is going to be happen here? No, first I is required here. As we record this, first it will search at current class. In a D class, not available. Then it will take the first superclass. What is the first superclass? Now tell me, class B. In a class B, I value is available or not? Available. Then what is the value here now? I is equal to 20 plus 10 now. Here we are able to get what there? 30. 30 is an output here we are getting. Sorry. Right, sir. Now here we are getting what value here now? 30. 30 is an output here we are getting. For example, I'm telling to you, now understand it clearly. For example, here I provided I1, for example. Okay, now here I provide I1, class E, if I provide E comma B, then what will happen? Now here I'm providing I is equal to I plus 10 only. I is equal to I plus 10. Now tell me here, what is going to be happen here? No? First of all, I value will be searched in which superclass? No, A superclass. But in A, what is available? I1 is available. So I is not available. Then immediately will go to the second superclass. What is the second superclass? No, B, class B. In class B, I value is available or not? I value is available. So I is equal to what's the value here? No, 20 plus what value here? No, 10 now. There we are able to get what value? 30 as a value here we are getting. So this is what exactly the algorithm which is followed by Python to find for the resources in the super classes. Now, do you have any confusion in this approach? No. Python is following one approach. Do you have any confusion? But this is the implementation of the Python. Python thought of it, no confusion. Python thought of it, no confusion. This is a solution for this multiple inheritance. But Java style is what they, Java does not follow this style. Java has its own style. Java feels that. Java felt it, that is a confusion state. So if it is a confusion state, Java don't want to allow that confusion oriented feature. Because of that reason only there we are getting what there, some kind of problems we are getting in the case of Java, but in the case of Python we are not having any problem. Right? So then again I'm telling to you, here my intention is not to discuss about Python clearly. My intention is to discuss about like further Java only. But in the relative comparison, how Python is implementing that multiple inheritance. That's a question here, and answer also here we provided clearly. Right, so now this total step is completed, this total part is completed. Right, like this multiple inheritance is not possible in Java. This content is completed clearly. Right, sir. Now coming to the next one, sixth difference here. Difference number 6. All of you observe carefully. Difference number 6. Observe carefully. C and C++ are following call by value and call by reference parameter passing mechanisms, but Java is following, Java does follow only call by value parameter passing mechanism. Parameter passing mechanism. Right, sir. Now this is a difference here we can understand. Sixth difference, everybody understand this clearly. What is the difference here we are getting, sir? Now tell me. C and C++ are following call by value and call by reference parameter passing mechanisms, but Java is following only call by value parameter passing mechanism. Right, it's a very simple point, only one or two statements only, but try to understand it clearly. Before going to understand this particular point, I need to discuss about, I need to give clarity about this. What is pointer variable and what is reference variable? That point here we have to understand. Then only we are able to understand this call by value and call by reference in C, C++ and Java. Yes, sir. Got it or not? And now tell me, what is pointer variable? Come on. Point is a variable, it able to refer a block of memory by storing address locations. What is reference variable? Reference variable is a variable, it is able to refer a block of memory by storing object reference value. Object reference value is what? Hexadecimal form of hexadecimal form of hash code. What is an hash code? Hash code is an unique identity provided by heap manager in the form of an integer value. So reference variable is not having address locations. Reference values are not representing address locations. But in the case of C and C++, pointer variables are able to refer a block of memory by storing address locations. Right, sir. If you understand this point, now the concept is very simple. Try to understand it. Before going to understand, call by value, call by reference are followed by C, C++ and Java. Before that, first of all, what is call by value and what is call by reference? This call by value, call by reference are also be called as pass by value, pass by reference. Any name, both are same, almost all similar. No need to think much about it. But what is this call by value and what is this call by reference? Points here we have to understand. See this one, I'm giving one simple point. Try to understand it now. In all the programming languages, if we pass primitive data, tell me sir, if we pass primitive data as a parameters to the methods or functions, in C and C++ functions feature is available or not? In Java also be methods are available. In C, C++ functions. In the case of Java, methods. Also carefully, in all programming languages, in all the programming languages, if we pass primitive data, can you tell me guys what is this primitive data actually? That primitive data may be byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean character. All these data types actually, char. If we pass primitive data as a parameters to the methods, then the parameter passing mechanism is called by value parameter passing mechanism. That's it. A standard statement here I'm providing to you. In all the programming languages, maybe C, C++, Java, if we pass primitive data as a parameters to the methods or functions, then the parameter passing mechanism is what there called by value parameter passing mechanism. Then after this, what is called by reference? Understand the definition here? In all the programming languages, if we pass address locations as parameters to the methods, tell me sir, in all the programming languages, if we pass address locations as parameters to the methods, then the parameter passing mechanism is called by reference. Is called by what there? Reference. Right, sir? All of you are getting the difference between call by value and call by reference. Tell me what is call by value? What is call by value? If you pass which data? Primitive data. If we provide primitive data as a parameters to the methods, then the parameter passing mechanism is call by value. But if we pass address locations as a parameters to the methods, then the parameter passing mechanism is what? Call by reference. That's very clear. Now see this point here. All of you understand this one? In a C and a C++, in a C and a C++ applications, when we pass address locations as a parameters to the methods, when we pass address location, that means when we pass, instead of saying these address locations, I want to say when we pass pointer variables, when we pass pointer variables as parameters to the methods, right sir, parameters to the methods, then the parameter passing mechanism, is called by reference. Now to think about call by value. Call by value is common in every programming language, but call by reference is different. So in C and C++, if we pass, in C and C++, if we pass pointer variables as parameters to the methods, then the parameter passing mechanism is called by reference. Why sir? Why? Because if we pass pointer variables as a parameters to the methods in the sense we are passing address locations as a parameters to the methods. Yes, sir, got my point or not? Why? Because if we pass pointer variables as parameters of methods in the sense we are passing address location as parameter to the methods. So because of this reason we can understand call by value, right? Call by reference is related with what their address locations, right sir? It's okay, fine. This is in the case of like what their C and C++. That is the story. But tell me the equivalent concept for the pointers in the case of Java. Come on, yesterday we understood that. Comparison also we have done it. For pointers, equivalent concept in Java is what? No response. Equivalent concept in Java is what? Reference variable. But in the case of C and C++, pointer variable. This is what their reference variables. Now observe carefully. In Java applications, even if we pass object reference variable as a parameter to the methods, even if we pass object reference variables as a parameter to the methods. In the case of Java, methods are only available, not functions. If we pass object reference variable as parameter to the methods, then the parameter passing mechanism is called by reference. Sorry, called by value, not called by reference. Called by value only. Come again, what's the point I'm telling there? In the case of Java, even if we pass object reference variable as parameter to the methods, then the parameter passing mechanism is what there? Called by value only, not called by reference. Why, sir? Why? Because. What is the reason for it? No, we are going to give some reason also. Why? Because in Java, object reference value is not address locations. It is the hexadecimal form of hash code, where hash code is an unique identity provided by the heap manager in the form of an integer. Right, sir. In Java applications, even if you pass object reference variable as a parameter to the methods, then the parameter passing mechanism is called by value only, not called by reference. Why? Because in Java, object reference value is not address location, it's a hexadecimal form of the hash code, where hash code is an unique identity provided by the heap manager in the form of an integer value. Is that all of you following or not? So, no response, sir. So or else I'm discussing continuously the same tempo now. Can I ask questions now? Tell me the difference between pointer variable and reference variable. Pointer is able to store address locations, but reference variable, object reference value. What is object reference value? Hexadecimal form of hash code. What is hash code? Unique identity provided by heap manager in the form of integer value. So hash code is not address location, reference value is not address location, reference variable is not representing any address location. Clear? So this is exactly the meaning of like what there, call by value and call by reference parameter passing mechanism. That's okay, fine. Next one more difference. Now try to understand it clearly. Theoretical points only, but once if I complete this total might be foundation, gradually we are moving towards programming part here. Right, now let's move on to the next one, seventh point here. All of you observe carefully. The next one is seventh one. Right. Destructors are required in a C++, but destructors are not required in Java. Destructors are required in C++, but destructors are not required in Java. So this point here we have to understand. So before going to understand destructors are required or not required in C++ and Java, before that, first of all, tell me what is a destructor? What is the purpose of the destructor? What is the need of it? This point here we have to understand clearly. Okay. First of all, understand one point here. In object-oriented programming languages, it's a convention to represent data in the form of objects or not. In object-oriented programming languages, it's a convention to represent data in the form of what their objects. Observe carefully. In the form of what their objects. But okay, fine. In object oriented programming languages, to represent data in the form of objects, first we have to create objects. Sir, am I right or not? First we have to create what there? Objects. At the end of the program, we have to destroy objects. Then only it is a good programming practice. Understand my point clearly? In the case of object-oriented programming languages, at the time of application startup, first we have to create objects. At the end of the program, we have to destroy the objects. Between these two, data is going to be stored, data will be retrieved, at JVM can do anything with this particular one. Not only JVM, any engine, execution engine. Right, sir? They are the two things here we have to understand. But how we are going to create objects in object orientation, but how we are going to destroy the objects? How it is possible to create the objects and how it is possible to destroy the objects? Right, now here, I'm telling one point here, now try to understand it clearly. In object oriented programming languages, to create objects, we will use a feature called constructors. In object oriented programming languages, constructors is a feature. By using this constructors feature, we are able to create objects in any object oriented programming language. Understand it clearly? Next point. In object oriented programming languages, to destroy objects, what is it now? To destroy objects. Previously, to create objects, constructors now. To destroy objects, we will use destructors feature. What feature here we are able to use there? Destructors feature. Is it clear? All of you are getting clarity? Constructors feature. Second one is what there? Destructors feature. Getting it or not? Okay, fine. All right, sir. Now finally here we understood that constructors and destructors. That's okay. One simple example. I want to ask you now, try to understand this clearly. One very simple example. Might be all of you might be regularly used to go for restaurants. Is it? Then for the sake of food items, might be restaurants. Even not like restaurant, no. Some types of might be then small scale shops might be available. Small scale restaurants are available on roadside. Okay. So when we want to take food there we will go there. But there the service model is what there? Self-service. There the service model is what there? Self-service. Got or not? Okay, whatever it may be, self-service or normal service, whatever it may be. First of all, we went to the restaurant. There what happened? We have given some order for food items, no? They prepared it and we have taken that food item, completed. That dinner or maybe lunch, whatever it may be, it is completed. But whenever we completed that, might be food item, when we complete our dinner or lunch, definitely there some wastage is created or not? Definitely some wastage is created. Exactly. Observe carefully. The restaurant people have given a board in outside. What is that board? Two cases I'm telling there. Case number one. Whatever the wastage you have created, you should take the responsibility of collecting it. And we have to throw that garbage in outside. Our restaurant is not responsible for it. You must take that responsibility. Point number one. Okay. Point number two. If we create the garbage, if we create some wastage in our dinner or maybe lunch, whatever it may be, don't worry for it. We are responsible for collecting that wastage and our people will keep that in the dustbin. You are not responsible for it. Just you can clean yourself and you can go outside. Our people will take care about your garbage. They are the two services. Now tell me, which service is good for you as you are the customer for that particular restaurant? The first one or second one? Second one, no? You want to take your garbage, no? Your wastage, no? Have you tried it in any hotel? Have you tried it? After completion of food items and taking your plate and going to outside, uh, by touching other people there? No, we never do that. Maximum the point is what there, you never tried for it. Why? Because nowadays no restaurant is giving that kind of facility. If any restaurant is giving that kind of conditions, no, next day nobody will go to the restaurant. Now, who will take care about it? So everywhere might be the customer must have comfortable environment. But collecting your garbage and keeping outside of your garbage in the sense, at least might be the restaurant is not giving about, you have to clean the plates also, no? Say then nobody will go for that restaurant if it is the case now. So just take the food item, keep that plate there, you can go out. Restaurant people will take care about it. So this case is suitable. Then if restaurant is giving the board to you, take the plate and take food item, then clean that plates also. If the restaurant is giving that kind of option to you, then you don't like that option, then we will not go to that particular restaurant. Am I right or not? So the first case is Java, second case is C++. Exactly. First case is what there? Java. Second case is C++. In the first case, what Java is saying that as per our requirement, you can create any number of objects. We don't have any problem. Even you should not take any responsibility of destroying that objects. As a Java programming language, our people will come to you. They will destroy your required objects. No need to destroy any object explicitly by you. Java programming language will take care about it. But the second case is what it is saying now. If you have created any of your object, you should take the responsibility of destroying it. As a C++ programming language, I will not take any responsibility. You should take the responsibility of destroying that objects also. Now tell me, in which case object destruction is a mandatory by the developer? In which case developers must do object destruction? C++. So developers are doing object destruction in the sense, definitely developer must use a destructors feature or not? Definitely developers must use destructors feature or not? But in the case of Java, what happened there? No. In the case of Java, just you can create objects, but don't destroy that objects. Don't destroy that objects in the sense what Java is giving environment. You should not take the responsibility of destroying that object. But I have a specialized component with me. Java has a specialized component with a Java, with a JVM. It will take the responsibility of destroying that objects. What is the Java internal component to destroy these objects? No, the Java internal component to destroy the objects, Java internal component to destroy the object is garbage collector. Inside the Java, there is a component to destroy the objects. That component is what there? Java, sorry, garbage collector. That's the point here we can understand. Right, sir. All of you understand it clearly what I'm telling you. So the main difference between C++ and Java is what? Garbage collector is not available with C++, where destructors are required. Destructors must be used by developers to destroy the objects. But in Java, garbage collector is available. Developers are not required to destroy the objects. That's it. Now, because of that reason, that memory management system is very good in the case of Java. Memory management system is not good in the case of what there? C++. All of you are following the points now. Simple theoretical points, very simple points only. No difficulties. Very simple at starting point now. Why I'm discussing all these points now? At least we are going to understand how Java is good when compared with the C and C++. The most of the people are saying that C, C++, Java, they are same related. But my intention of discussing all these points are what? Java is far away from C and C++. Java is far away from C and C++. No relation between Java and other C, C++. So mainly I want to say that point. Because of that reason only, all the points here I'm discussing with you clearly. But all the points are fundamental points only. Okay. Right. So now let's move on to the point here. Now let me complete this total process here. In object-oriented programming languages, to destroy objects, we will use the destructors. Now let's move on to the point here. In a C++, developers are responsible for creating objects. Developers are responsible for creating objects and for destroying objects. So destroying objects. Developers are responsible for creating objects and destroying objects. So in C++, to destroy objects, in C++, to destroy objects, developers must use destructors feature, destructors. So destructors are required in C++. That's the point here I'm telling you now. But what about this Java? In Java, developers are responsible for creating objects. Developers are not responsible for destroying objects. Developers are not responsible for destroying objects. Why? Because in Java there is an internal tool. In Java there is a tool inside the JVM called garbage collector to destroy objects. Garbage collector to destroy object. That's it. Due to the availability of this garbage collector, destructors are not required. So now that point also here I'm telling there. Due to the garbage collector, in Java, destructors are not required. In C++, destructors are required, but in the case of Java, destructors are not required. Sir, got it or not? So now this is another point here we can understand clearly. Right, sir. Eighth one, just only last 2 points here, 8th and 9th, no, but of course it may take some time here anyway. But let me give that headline, heading at least, no. Operator overloading is not possible in Java. In Python it is possible, but your knowledge may not be sufficient to understand that point. But if it is the case, I will discuss in the future. But at present, operator overloading is not possible in Java. Only without having comparison with other programming languages, operator overloading is not possible in Java. Only these points only here we are going to understand. Sir, all of you are getting it or not? Okay, sir. Now, anyway, it may take some time here to complete this point now. In the next class, I will explain this content here. So this one and another one more point is remaining 2 points now. If I complete this, the differences between Java and others we completed. Next one is the Java features. After completion of Java features, Java programming format, Java naming conventions. If I complete it, steps to prepare first Java application. Small topics only, easily we are able to complete it. So okay, fine. Tomorrow we don't have any session. Tomorrow is a gap. On Monday we have to attend for the classes. Monday onwards, at what time we have to attend there? 10 o'clock, 10 to 11:30. Language fundamentals I'm going to start. 10 to 15 minutes break I will provide. Then after that immediately I will start up to 1 o'clock. Then the continuation of these classes are going on. Continuation of these classes are going on at 11:40 or 11:45 to 1 o'clock. 10 to 11:30 language fundamentals. Without failure, everybody must attend for it clearly. Right, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot. We'll meet on Monday. And those who are attending in online, guys, I will send a mail to you, or else maybe here itself I want to send. Here itself, I want to send that link to you about this 10 o'clock class. No, 10 o'clock class link is different. I will share that link to you. Now try to utilize this. One minute, guys, then I will share that link to you. Then ఏంటది ఇంప్లిమెంట్స్ అంటే నాకు అర్థం కాదు ఏ ఫీచర్ అది అది అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ మెథడ్స్ ఇంటర్ఫేసెస్ అది డిఫరెంట్ అసలు ఆ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఇక్కడ దీనికి రీయూజబిలిటీ తీసుకురావాలి రీయూజబిలిటీ ఉండదు అక్కడ. మెథడ్ రీయూజబుల్, ఆ రీయూజబిలిటీ లేకపోతే అసలు ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్ అనే కాన్సెప్టే ఉండదు. ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్ లేకపోతే మల్టిపుల్ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్ అనే కాన్సెప్టే రాదు అక్కడ. తీసుకోండి, 2 సూపర్ క్లాస్ తీసుకుంటారు, 2 మెథడ్స్ తీసుకుంటారు, అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ మెథడ్స్. అక్కడ అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ క్లాసెస్ తీసుకోవాలి. అప్పుడు ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్ ఎన్ని వస్తాయి? ఒకటే వస్తుంది కదా. అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ మెథడ్స్ కదా, బాడీ ఉండదు కదా. మీకు క్లియర్గా కాన్సెప్ట్ ఐడియా ఉందా? లేదు, మీకు క్లారిటీ రావట్లేదు. కొంచెం వెయిట్ చేయండి, ఇంకా వస్తాయి, పాయింట్స్ వస్తాయి. గార్బేజ్ వేస్టేజ్ అండి. ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్, అన్నెసరీ ఆబ్జెక్ట్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 10 ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయి నాకు, దానిలో 5 ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ నాకు యూస్ఫుల్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్, నేను అట్ ప్రెసెంట్ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నా. రిమైనింగ్ 5 ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ నాకు అయిపోయింది, యూటిలైజేషన్ అయిపోయింది, నాకు అవసరం లేదు ఇంకా. వాటిని జనరల్ గార్బేజ్ అంటాం, గార్బేజ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ అంటాం. అవి డిస్ట్రాయ్ చేయడానికి గార్బేజ్ కలెక్టర్ మనకు జావాలో, అంతే, అంతమించి ఏం లేదు. ఒక 2 minutes వెయిట్ చేయండి, నేను ఇంకా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను మీకు కావాలంటే. గార్బేజ్ కలెక్టర్ కేసెస్ ఉన్నాయి, అక్కడ చాలా కేసెస్ ఉన్నాయి. ఏదర్ మనమన్నా గార్బేజ్ కలెక్టర్ యాక్టివేట్ చేయొచ్చు, పాయింట్ నెంబర్ 1. లేకుంటే either at the end of the application when JVM is ready to shut down its total process, అప్పుడు గార్బేజ్ కలెక్టర్ యాక్టివేట్ చేస్తాయి. లేదు, నా హీప్ మెమరీ మొత్తం ఫుల్ అయిపోయింది, ఇంకా నాకు నెక్స్ట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ వస్తున్నాయి కానీ స్పేస్ లేదు, అప్పుడు గార్బేజ్ కలెక్టర్ మానిటర్ చేస్తుంది మొత్తం అన్నెసరీ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ ఏమేమి ఉన్నాయి అక్కడ డిస్ట్రాయ్ చేస్తుంది. అంతే కదా. ఇదంతా కూడా అప్లికేషన్ నడుస్తున్నప్పుడే నేను చెప్పే కాన్సెప్ట్ అంతా కూడా ఆటోమేటిక్గా నాన్ అయిపోద్ది. ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నాకు మెమరీ ఫుల్ అయింది, నేను మళ్ళీ దాన్ని సపరేట్గా కాల్ చేయాల్సిన పని లేదు, గార్బేజ్ కలెక్టర్ ఆటోమేటిక్ గార్బేజ్ కలెక్టర్ యాక్టివ్ అయిపోద్ది. జేవిఎం ఎప్పుడైతే స్టార్ట్ అవుతుందో, ఈ జేవిఎం లోపల ఒక 10-15 సర్వీసెస్ ఉంటాయి, 10 to 15 సర్వీసెస్ ఉంటాయి. ఈ 10 to 15 సర్వీస్ ఆటోమేటిక్లీ దే విల్ స్టార్ట్, దే విల్ మానిటర్ ఓవర్ ద ప్రాసెస్. One of them is garbage collector. Garbage collector is monitoring that entire process. When heap memory is full, then it will check it, which objects are not having references, which objects are not in use at present. Then it will destroy that objects. It will free up the memory for the next objects. Okay. అంటే ఈవినింగ్ వేరే బ్యాచెస్ ఉంటాయి కదా నాకు, అంటే కొత్త బ్యాచెస్ ఇమీడియట్గా ఏమి అనౌన్స్మెంట్ లేదు ఈవినింగ్ టైంలో. మార్నింగ్, ఈవినింగ్ ఏమి ఉండదు, మీకు ఛాన్స్ లేదు. అన్ని కోర్సెస్ కూడా మొత్తం మార్నింగ్ ఉంటాయి మొత్తం టోటల్. మేబీ ఇన్ ద ఫ్యూచర్ రావచ్చు, ఇంకా డిసైడ్ అవ్వలేదు, రావచ్చు. ఇది సిచ్యువేషన్ అయితే ఇది ప్రెసెంట్ యాజ్ ఆఫ్ నో అయితే ఈ 2 స్లాట్స్ క్లియర్. అవును, అదే చూడండి సిచ్యువేషన్ బట్టి. ఇన్ ద కేసు వీడియో సపోర్ట్ కూడా ఉంది కాబట్టి పెద్ద ఇష్యూ కాదు. ఇన్ ద కేసు మీరు ఎట్లయినా యూటిలైజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, సరిపోతుంది మ్యాక్సిమం. అందుకని నేనేమంటున్నానంటే మార్నింగ్ వరకు మీరు అన్ని క్లాసెస్ పెట్టుకోండి. ఎదురు జావా మార్నింగ్ ఉంది కాబట్టి మార్నింగ్ అంతా క్లాసెస్ పెట్టుకోండి. ఈవినింగ్ పడంతా మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ పెట్టేసుకోండి. ఇంకా మీరు ఈవినింగ్ 4కి స్టార్ట్ చేసినా సరే నైట్ ఎంత టైం కూర్చున్నా సరే అయిపోతుంది కదా. ఇట్లా మార్నింగ్ అండ్ ఈవినింగ్ క్లాసెస్ పెట్టుకున్నారనుకోండి, 2 times రావడం మీకు ఆ టైం సరిపోదు, ఐ మీన్ ప్రాక్టీస్ అవ్వడం. అందుకని మార్నింగ్ నేను 7కి ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ స్టార్ట్ అయిపోద్ది, 7 to 1. లేదు అట్లే మార్నింగ్ కూడా ముందు రావచ్చు, ఇంకా ఇప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ అయిన బ్యాచెస్ ఈవినింగ్ ఉందేమో, ముందు ముందు మార్నింగ్ కూడా రావచ్చు కదా బ్యాచెస్. డెవాప్స్ ప్రజెంట్ ఏముంది, డెవాప్ చెక్ చేసుకోండి. నాకు యాక్చువల్గా షెడ్యూల్స్ ఐడియా లేదు. లేదా డైలీ అంటే ఎవ్రీ టైం అట్లేమి ఉండదు, ఇక్కడ ఇక్కడ ఫిక్స్డ్ టైమింగ్ ఏమి ఉండదు. కంటిన్యూస్ బ్యాచ్ స్టార్ట్ అయింది అంటే ఫ్యాకల్టీ ఎక్కడ స్లాట్స్ ఖాళీ అయితే అక్కడ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. ఇప్పుడు ప్రజెంట్ ఈవినింగ్ ఉంది, నాకు తెలిసి నెక్స్ట్ బ్యాచెస్ వాళ్ళు పెడితే మార్నింగే పెడతారు, ఈవినింగ్ పెట్టకపోవచ్చు. అట్లా కండిషన్ ఏం లేదు, చూడాలి. అంటే వాళ్ళు పెట్టి ఆ స్లాట్స్ ఏ ఖాళీ ఉంటే ఇప్పుడు అయితే ఈ 2 ఫిక్స్డ్ చేసుకోండి. 10 నుంచి 1 o'clock నేను తీసేసుకుంటాను కంప్లీట్గా. ఇక మిగతా టైంలోనే ఏ క్లాసెస్ అయినా సరే. మార్నింగ్ డెవాప్స్ పెట్టండి. మార్నింగ్ మీకు 1 hour కదా డెవాప్స్, 2 hours ఉండదు కదా. 7 to 8 ఇది, 8 to 9, 9 to 10 ఆ గ్యాప్ వస్తుంది. ఆ గ్యాప్లో వస్తాయి మరి బ్యాచెస్ చూడాలి. మేబీ ఛాన్సెస్ ఉన్నాయి కదా అక్కడ కూడా వచ్చేదానికి. నాకు తెలిసి 10 to 1 టైంలో పెట్టరు రెగ్యులర్ యూఏ, ఎందుకంటే ఈ స్టూడెంట్స్ వాళ్ళకి వెళ్ళాలి కాబట్టి ఈ టైంలో పెట్టరు. అంత బ్లండర్ చేయరు మిస్టేక్ అయితే. వేరే టైంలోనే చూస్తున్నారు. నా షెడ్యూల్ ఫాలో అయ్యి వాళ్ళు పెడతారు మాక్సిమం. మేబీ ఈ 2 స్లాట్స్ ఖాళీగా ఉన్నదో వాటిలో ఛాన్సెస్ ఉండొచ్చు పెడితే. ఒకసారి మాట్లాడుతుంది దానిలో ఏముంది, కానీ ఫ్యాకల్టీతో ఒకసారి మాట్లాడితే పెట్టిస్తాను. అది పెద్ద ఇష్యూనే కాదు అది. మీకు అందరికి కంఫర్ట్ ఉన్న టైమే బెటర్ కదా, అన్నెసరీ టైం పెట్టుకుని కూడా వేస్ట్ ఏం లేదు కదా. 1 to 2 ఎవరు ఉంటారండి ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్లో? కానీ పిల్లలు స్టూడెంట్స్ కూడా రారు, వచ్చినా కూడా నిద్రపోతారు క్లాస్లో. ఇప్పటికే తోలుతున్నారు నేను చెప్తుంటే క్లాస్. ఇంకే 1 o'clock తర్వాత ఏమొస్తారు చూద్దాం. ఒకవేళ నేను అది సిచ్యువేషన్ కనుక డిఫికల్ట్గా వస్తే ఇంకా స్టార్ట్ అవ్వకపోతే నేను పెట్టిస్తానండి, పర్లేదు. సరే ఫ్యాకల్టీతో మాట్లాడి చూద్దాం ఒకసారి, చెప్పొచ్చు, ప్రాబ్లం అనేది. కాకపోతే ఏంటంటే ఎప్పుడు నాకు తెలిసి అయిద్దంటే ఇది ఇంకొక 1 month, 1 month కాదు, ఇంకొక 15 to 20 days అయిపోతే ఈ ఈ బ్యాచ్ అంతా సెట్ అయిపోద్ది కంప్లీట్గా. ఇక అప్పుడు వాళ్ళు ఫైనల్గా పెట్టేసుకుంటారు బ్యాచెస్, ఆ టైంలోకి వచ్చేస్తాయి. ఇన్ ద కేస్ మీరు ఇప్పుడు మిస్ అయినా ఆ టైంకి ఆ బ్యాచెస్ పెట్టించుకోవచ్చు, పెద్ద ఇష్యూనే కాదు. అప్పుడు నేను గ్యారంటీ ఇవ్వగలుగుతాను మీకు. అది ఇమీడియట్గా బ్యాచెస్ అంటే మాత్రం చెప్పలేను, కానీ ఒక 15 to 20 days కనుక అయితే ఈ బ్యాచెస్లో టైం పాస్ అయితే తర్వాత డెఫినెట్గా నేను ఆ టైంలో పెట్టించగలుగుతాను బ్యాచెస్. ఇంకా అప్పటికి ఎవరైనా మిగిలిన సరే అయిపోతుంది అందరితో క్లియర్గా. జావా తిరిగి ఇప్పుడు జాయిన్ అవుతారు, కొన్ని రోజులు అడ్వాన్స్ జావా వస్తాయి. అంటే నేను అనేది ఏంటంటే మార్నింగ్ 7 to 1 ఇంకా ఫుల్ బిజీ అయిపోతారు వీటితోనే. వన్స్ ఈ క్లాస్ అన్ని కూడా అట్లా పడిపోతూ ఉంటే ఈవినింగ్ అంతా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకోండి కంప్లీట్గా కూర్చొని. ఇన్ ద కేసు మీకు డౌట్ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, లిస్ట్ అవుట్ చేసుకున్న డౌట్ ఏంటనేది, నెక్స్ట్ డే వస్తారు కదా, క్లారిఫై అయితే అయిపోయింది. లేదు ఇంకా స్టిల్ అది ఉందనుకోండి, 2 to 3 days అయినా ఉందనుకోండి, తీసుకురండి, చెప్తాను. కాలేదు ల్యాప్టాప్ పట్టరండి, కూర్చుందాం, పెద్ద ఇష్యూనే కాదు, క్లారిఫై చేసుకోవచ్చు, ఇబ్బంది ఏం లేదు. 11:30 స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. 10 to 11:30 కోర్ జావా, 11:30 to 1 అడ్వాన్స్ జావా. ఈ 2 స్లాట్స్ అప్ టు ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ ది జావా వెళ్తాయి. ఈ రెండిట్లో ఏదో ఒకటి అయిపోతే స్ప్రింగ్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం, తర్వాత హైబర్నేట్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం, వెబ్ సర్వీసెస్, మైక్రో సర్వీస్ వెళ్ళిపోతూనే ఉంటాయి కంటిన్యూస్. రైట్, ఫైన్. థ్యాంక్ యూ. యూట్యూబ్లో కాదండి, మీకు డ్రైవ్ యాక్సెస్ వస్తుంది కదా డైలీ. మీకు డ్రైవ్ యాక్సెస్ ఇప్పుడు మీరు నాకు తెలిసి రిజిస్టర్ అయిపోయినప్పుడు మీకు ఇస్తారు, అది డ్రైవ్ యాక్సెస్ ఇస్తారు. కంటిన్యూస్ వీడియోస్ వస్తూనే ఉంటాయి, ఎవ్రీడే వీడియోస్. విత్ ఇన్ 1 hourలో రావాలి యాక్చువల్గా లెక్క ప్రకారం. చూసుకోండి. That's it. అంతే, క్లాసెస్ ఎక్కడ వేరియేషన్ ఏమి ఉండదండి, బ్యాచెస్ వేరియేషన్. ఇప్పుడు కోర్ జావా ఉంది, ఈ కోర్ జావాలో ఓన్లీ కోర్ జావా జాయిన్ వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు, బేసిక్ జావా వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు, ఫుల్ స్టాక్ వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు, కంప్లీట్ జావా. సబ్జెక్ట్ ఎక్కడ డిఫరెన్స్ ఉండదు. వన్స్ కమిట్మెంట్ ఇస్తే ఒక కోర్స్కి సబ్జెక్ట్లో డిఫరెన్స్ ఏమి ఉండదు, అర్థం చేసుకోండి. అవును అవును. అవును అవును. బ్యాచ్ లోడ్ ఇంకా అయిపోద్ది కదా, కోర్స్ అయిపోద్ది కదా, ప్యారలల్ నేర్చుకోవచ్చు. కోర్ జావా అడ్వాన్స్ ప్యారలల్ మీరు నేర్చేసుకోవచ్చు, ఎక్కడ టైం ఉంటే అక్కడ నేర్చేసుకోండి, ఇబ్బంది ఏం లేదు. అంతే. 1 minute guys, then I need to share that link with you. 1 minute. I think it was completed. Guys, don't worry, then I will send as a mail to you, or admin people will send mail to you. Maximum by today evening or tomorrow morning, they will send to you mail so that you can take it. Okay. Yeah, 10 AM class link I will share to you as a mail to all of you guys. Don't worry, everybody. In the case, I think all of you are having notes, access and notes, right? All of you are accessing these notes, right? Now, in the notes at topmost position, I will provide that link details. Don't worry. Then, if you want to attend in online there, then I'm able to give that link here. Later, and I will check it and I will post that link also there. Okay, there we are able to get it. Don't worry for it. Okay. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot. I'll meet on Monday at 10 o'clock. Thank you.